that. Hey guys, it's Ashna, and in this video I'm going to be talking about top books that you need to read as a 16-year-old. Now, I know some people are not a big fan of books, but I do suggest if they have some audiobooks or some Spotify playlist on this book, please do listen to it because I feel like it's going to help you a lot. Now, the first book I suggest was written by J.D. Salinger, and the book's name is The Catcher in the Rye. And it is basically about this teenager named Holden Caulfield who is having these complexities while being an adolescent. And it is basically like the best thing I like about this book is like how it captures that feeling of confusion as well as that feeling of like rebellion at the same time. And it is like a reminder that it is okay to feel lost, and at the same time it is completely okay to have these sort of like questions and curiosities about what is going on in this world and what is like not going on in this world. And because it's just like a part of you trying to find your place in this world. The second book I suggest was a book written by Harper Lee, and the book's name is called To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, this is like basically like a timeless classic which was set in the 1930s in South America, and through Scout Finch's eyes, who is one of the characters in this book, she basically sees this huge expression of courage on the face of injustice and how empathy just changes everything. And it is basically like an extremely strong reminder that it is important to stand up for what is right, and at the same time it is important to see what it's like to be in someone else's shoes. Let's talk about a book, 1984 by George Orwell, and this book is basically about painting like a chilling picture of a society where people's individuality is being suppressed under a totalitarian regime. And it has like a stark warning of the idea of surveillance and unchecked power, and as well as manipulation of information. And reading this book 1984 at the age of 16 really opens you up and makes you aware to several more different and more interesting topics, such as having the idea of freedom, having the idea of power, as well as having the idea of the impact of government control. Okay guys, now you've got to read that book, The Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. And this book is basically like the retelling of Mahabharata but through Draupadi's perspective, and it is like filled with the feelings of love and bravery as well as that overwhelmness of having to do those tough choices. And it's like stepping into a world where legends come alive with a modern twist of self-discovery as well as empowerment. And another must-read book is a book called The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri. And in the Jhumpa Lahiri book, there is a character named Gogol who has the upbringing of an American and has the heritage of a Bengali. So he's just trying to find his true identity through those two cultures. And the book basically explores the themes about, family and finding yourself, as well as the struggles that we face as a teenager. So trust me, when you read this, you yourself will be thinking about where you're truly from and, what is your true identity. Okay guys, this was it. I really hope you guys liked my video. Thank you so much for watching and happy reading. Hope you guys like that. Hey guys, it's Ashna, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the next part to the specific books that you need to read as a 16-year-old. Now, I basically made a few parts before as well, so if you haven't watched that one, I really do suggest you watch it now and honestly get one or two of those books and make a start, because honestly they're going to be very useful in your daily life. And for those people who have already got those books from my video, thank you so much. I really hope you guys are liking that book. I hope it's really helpful. And whatever experience you're having with certain books, or which one is your favorite and which one do you least like, let me know in those let me know in the comments as well. And I really hope you guys like this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and let's get on with this video. Okay guys, so the first book that I suggest is the book called The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Now, this book basically like delves into that teenage life, about like what are the highs and lows that you have, whether it's like relatable stuff with your parents, with your siblings, with friends, cousins and all the other people around you, like whatever experiences you like usually have, or what a teenager usually has, whether it's comparison and having insecurities and all of those things are kind of like jointed together in this book. And then at the same time it also has like a lot of things mentioning about mental health, good mental health, bad mental health, and also kind of like how to improve mental health. And one of the best things that I like about this book is that it's written in like this diary style, which honestly makes it like really really interesting. And at the same time, it just captures that exact relatable stuff that you had as that you have as a teenager. So honestly, you'd be so much more interested to read this book rather than anybody else right now who's not a teenager. And one of the another best thing that I find is that I have read this book in year 10, and the best experience that I've had is that to know that there's like a lot of other teenagers who are still trying to do many things in order to like fit in into a certain group, whether it's outside. Outside by that I mean like schools, or I mean sixth form days and taster days and all of that, or whether it's just like meeting a new group of people, or basically like socializing where you kind of feel like, okay, I'm the odd one out, this doesn't feel right, they're not agreeing with the point I have, they might be laughing at me, all of those things here and there. Or you might be feeling bad about yourself, and it just might be the opposite for the other people. They might be like really really liking you, but you're not really realizing it, and you're just feeling like really insecure and conscious of yourself. So yes, those are like kind of the things you usually have as a teenager. So that is the thing that is sort of like jointed in this book. And to know that a lot of people are still trying to like trying to figure out how to fit in, it just made me really really happy, and at the same time made me feel so much more less alone. Because for me, moving into a new country and getting into a school where obviously they're completely different people from completely different countries, so knowing that how I managed to trying to get in, or trying to put my spot, or trying to put my name into things, honestly has taken a lot of years and a lot of like dedication and all of that stuff. And to know that all the other people have done it, it just honestly makes me feel really really proud, and at the same time makes me really happy that I'm not alone. And basically know that there are like a lot of people doing the same things that I am doing. And obviously, if you are also kind of like fitting into the same place, honestly, if you read this book, you're going to absolutely feel like so much more satisfied and happy, and honestly like peaceful at this point when you go to school, and feel like so much more less stress, especially when it comes to socializing. So the second book that I suggest is a book called Sapiens, and this is basically a book about like this brief history of humankind, from the time where we were like Homo sapiens to the present, like how we are now. And the best thing that I liked about this book as a personal experience is that like it honestly has challenged so many of my perspectives about of like what I thought evolution was, and how like societal development has happened. And honestly, it dives like so deep that as a history student, if you're like a history student, this is going to be such a crazy thing to talk about to like your history friends. Or even when you're like a teacher asks you a question in like your sixth form taster days, you have honestly got something honestly like amazing points to discuss and say. So the third book that I suggest is a book called The Train to Pakistan, and this book is basically about the time when there was like the partition of India happening. And it basically like mentions these themes about like human resilience, as well as the communal tensions that were going on that time. And the from my personal experience, the best thing that I liked about this book is like it has deepened so much of my understanding about the India's history, and at the same time like how political decisions can impact such ordinary and like innocent lives. So if you guys are like a geography student, or a student who's like basically looking for books which are much more into like the geography of different countries, states, so I feel like this is like such a good idea to like start reading from this book, because it is like honestly so interesting, and obviously something to talk about. But at the same time, if you're like Indian, this is something so deeper like to understand, and obviously you'll get to know a lot about your history. Okay guys, this was it. I really hope you guys like my video. Again, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and comment down below how is your experience with these books, if you've like already read them. And at the same time, I know this is like a really really short video, so I'm definitely hoping to make like a few more videos on the books that you guys should read, especially because you guys have like these GCSE holidays, so do I. So yes, and also if there's like any other improvements you would like me to do for my future videos, let me know in the comments. As well as if there's like any more content ideas you would like me to make videos on, let me know in the comments as well. And thank you so much for watching.